because you have those students that they don't want to get reception from it. Like, they don't want to receive the help. Like, they're like, okay, do the work for me, and then I'll think I'll learn. And then you got to use those different strategies of like, okay, if you do this, how could this help? And then it's like you just have to start building up their thinking process. And once they like understand, oh, if I connect the dots here, then I'll get this end result, and it's what I'm aiming to get. And it's just being able to talk to a student and be like, okay, you have the basics down. It's just a matter of applying
Anybody
those
who wasn't
basics.
working should be working again.
So yeah, just understanding the basics, and then once the student feels empowered enough that they can use those skills and those assets that they have, that they can continue to grow on their own, and they won't need to meet on a regular basis anymore. At that point, it's just like, oh, let's touch base. Is there something you're not understanding? You've written your code. What's wrong with it? How could we fix that? Because you always have those students that always come in and it's like, yeah, I don't know. I've done everything perfectly and I don't know what it is. And there's always just that one simple mistake that you got to explain. And you have those students that come in and it's like, I haven't written anything. I don't know anything in this class. When in reality they do. They're just scared to write it on paper because it's like, I don't want to be shut down by my end result, which isn't something that, you should be afraid of. You should be happy that at this point you're getting the opportunity to do it. Because you can't say there's many kids that get to go to college and then learn a subject like that. So that's just what I've enjoyed from the students that I've been able to tutor and seen them grow from it.
Do you think that most students come to you out of fear? Is it because they're fear of failure, or is it that they recognize that they don't have enough skill sets?
Honestly, I don't think it's either one of those.
Really?
I think students come in because they understand that we are a resource and that this place is a place for them to come and get help. Like, I would say if the CTL wasn't here, students wouldn't be able to turn anywhere, really, because as far as I can tell, most students are kind of afraid to talk to their professors, not because, they're scared of being shut down, but just that intimidation factor of like, oh, I'm sorry, I know we learned this in class, but I don't get it. Like, it's hard to go to a professor and sit down in their office and be like, please just explain. I know your time is already concise. You're on a strict schedule as it is. Can you take some time for me? And I mean, I know we don't have that problem here, but it's still a daunting thing to worry about. And then just having a resource that you can receive 3 times a week at your leisure, and if need be, you can come in to get a tutor, and then be able to continually use that from week on to week on. That's just such a defining factor of this place that it's like, you can't do that with a professor. You can't be like, can we meet up on the weekend to do something? Because I've easily set up tutorials that have happened on Saturday or Sunday nights, and I have no worries doing that because I know it's at their convenience, and I know at that point they'll be committed to getting what they need done, as opposed to like forced to come in at some strict time where they have to rush through it, and afterwards they don't feel like they've learned anything.
Do you think the peer connection, building that relationship, is a key component to this success?
Honestly, I think if it wasn't for the fact that it was the students that have gone through these experiences themselves, it wouldn't have prospered as much as it has, because you have students that come in their first year. Like, I had a girl literally tell me yesterday, she was studying with a resident of mine, and she was like, my professor, he told me I'm getting really good at psychology, maybe at some point I could tutor it. And I was like, well, if you feel that you've grown enough from your experience in the classroom that you're willing to teach someone else, why not share that experience with someone else and share with someone the way that you learned and how it helped you. Either that helps them or it doesn't, but at least it'll put them on the right track to success. And that's what the peer tutoring process is mostly about, just putting that student on the right track for success.
Has this altered how you think about your future and what you're going to do?
Well, I have a very strange future, so I can't really say it's changed it. But I will say that it has helped aid me in realizing how this can provide me with a successful future. Because I want to do, I have a very strange future. I want to work for a YouTube company in Texas, right? Sure, it has nothing to do with tutoring, nothing to do with, you know, academics or whatnot, it's just a leisure thing that, you know, people get paid to do. But coming through here, I've gained just the ability to work with people, just to, you know, work with so many different diverse groups that it's like, I know that when I go out into the workforce, I'm going to have to deal with that too. And just being able to sit through a tutorial, whether it be a frustrating 2T or a 2T that's completely open, those are people that you're going to have to deal with in the real world too. So, I mean, regardless if it's helped me change like my career goal or anything, it hasn't, but it's helped me realize that once I leave from here and I get in the real world and I start working with people, I'm going to have those difficulties too. So it's just going to have to be me growing as a person through here and then taking those experiences and applying them to the real world.